Okay, my name is Zeke. My name and where I'm from Portland, Oregon. In my zodiac sign, I was born in November, late November. I'm a Sagittarius. Oh yeah, this is Beautiful World Syndicate. Shout out to Ethan. Um, I like this place because of a couple reasons. I like the selection. When I was here, he showed me some records I'd never seen in person before, and I got to listen to them as they're supposed to be. Some old Whalers records, and it was really special for me. And I'm like, yeah, I fuck with that guy. I'm a show love, and this is it. And he got some good spots too, some good selections and stuff. And it's cool. Yeah, that's why we're here. I started making music. What? It was probably, I think, like making music as in really recording it and being like, oh, this is recorded music I'm doing. 2011, 12 years ago. It's crazy. And yeah. But then before, I've been playing guitar since I was a child. Taught myself, and I like was singing. My brother and I would make songs and jam together. So it's not like new. Like I feel like I've been making music forever. Like came out of the womb making music, singing and stuff, crying. So, but yeah, first album or artist I remember loving, Bob Marley. Bob Marley. I'm trying to think of somebody else that around that time I was really into. Biggie. Yeah, I have a core memory of what's that record? More Money, More Problems, The Life After Death. I have like core memories of that one. Uh, yeah, yeah. Process. Me looking kind of stupid, or like being out in space and like not making, trying to put things together, and be like lately being frustrated. That's my process lately, being frustrated, and I wouldn't say questioning, but just wondering, like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I trying to say? That's been my process lately, and uh, then eventually coming together with myself and figuring some shit out. Just like making something happen out of nothing. I mean that's the process every time, but lately it really feels like that because it feels, I don't know, like being in other like avenues of work, like doing day job or like mainly producing or mainly doing one thing. Next you're kind of just, when it's time to center back again, you have to kind of remind yourself of yourself, and that's been my process lately. So, but yeah, that's been my shit lately. I usually give myself a moment to like pray, yeah, and then I just say a prayer, something along the lines of like, you know, give me the the energy, like inspire me to be what I'm supposed to be and to deliver the music the way it's supposed to be delivered so people can feel it. Something along those lines. I might just go be alone for a while or something. Even if it's like for like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's usually it. Right now, Braves Hat. Yeah, that's my favorite one to perform. Probably that song Ready Made off of the Gina record. Or what's that record? The Playboy Cardi song, Opium. Opium Baby. Or yeah, them two right there. There's one that I really can't find that every time I think about it, I'm like, fuck, I gotta play it. But yeah, them two right there, I would say. Yeah, them two. Oh, for inspiration, Lee Scratch Perry. Yeah. I think he is really inspiring to me. He's inspiring to me for so many reasons, but lately he's been like coming back around because of just the audacity. Like you just gotta have the audacity. You just gotta have the wherewithal to say I'ma just do it. And through rejection and through like maybe not sounding how everybody thinks good sounds, you're just like still like, yeah, I'm that guy. Like fuck it. What the fuck you gonna say to me? Like, yeah. I was just thinking about this, John Boyega. Yeah, he'll play me, no doubt. no doubt. And he nice with it, so he do it well. Yeah, yeah, immensely. I think my sound changed because I was changing a lot, and I started to. Well, first of all, when you go from producing, from getting others beats, going on whatever YouTube or finding people who make beats and then taking production into your own hands, it makes you. It personalizes the music a lot, and it allows you to take risks or try things that you wouldn't, and just naturally you start to evolve from there. But from that time till now, I just a whole lot of growing, man. A lot of that shit wasn't. I was not fucking with that shit. Nah. But I think now I'm able to, even if I don't like something, I see the goodness in it, and it's like muscle memory, just like creating over and over and over again. You have things that you like a basketball player would just your spots, you know what you do well, so you start to get there, and the gap between good and bad lowers. Um, I probably be writing. I'd probably be a writer. Yeah, I think I would be a writer. Cause it's like what I do, and a lot of what I get the joy out of is how the words make sense with the music. So I think writing for sure. Plus my dad's a writer. Yeah, yeah. So I think it's just natural. Probably a few. Um, like being with my uncle in Portland. Yeah, like he lived in the projects, and we would just like he would just always cook and play music. Like he's just like showing me things, or I'm outside and playing with kids. I remember there was this swarm of bees. I swear, there was this swarm of bees, and it just was like almost made the sky dark. I guess when you're young, everything feels over exaggerated, but like it was really one of those things where we were getting attacked by a swarm of bees, and it triggered a phobia in me that didn't leave until like a few years ago. Yeah, I was not fucking with bees for a long time, and then that happened. Like for some reason happened, and I was like, damn, like I'm cool with a bee. Like in my area, like I know, like Delaware, we have like a lot of it's a lot of cool scenery sometimes, but it's one particular spot in my backyard. There's like bees will just like come up and hover. I think what do they call carpenter bees? They're just like the big fat ones, bumblebees, and they like to come up to my face when I'm just doing whatever. And then I kind of developed this relationship with them. Yeah, as like a friend or something. Because then anytime I would finally got the courage to be like, come here, like get on my finger, they would run away, like they would get scared or something. So I'm like, like, come on, bro, like we cool, like usually beats these days. Yeah, usually beats these days. But I think I'm gonna stop doing that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop doing that because I've been kind of too focused on how it's gonna come out and less about what it is. So as a result, I used to like just write just to write, just enjoy writing and coming up with, ways to put the words together and just like letting it out. But I kind of was getting more into the instruments again and like producing. I was like, yeah, like, flow and everything. I'm just like, I don't want to overthink music. Like, I feel like the farther you go into it, the more it's easy to overthink if you don't come up with like ways to kind of snap out of it. So I'm like, fuck that. I got to start writing more again. Yeah. It made me, it overexposed me. I'm not gonna say overexposed. It exposed me to, first of all, culture, exposed me to sound, rhythm in different areas, and it conditioned me to like see the good in music regardless, of what it is, the genre and stuff. Cause my dad, he's a DJ, and in Portland, like in the early 2000s, Portland is like this melting pot of cultures, like all over, like a huge Asian population, sizable African population, at least relative, because my parents are Nigerian. We're Nigerian, so like our lens is what we see. What you see. But yeah, black people, of course, and then so you just like all this music is like surrounding you. Then I moved to Indiana, and that was around like '05. So Ti was hot, trap music, 3 6 Mafia, and I'm just like absorbing that. Then I go to Idaho, where everybody's really into like the AFI and the motherfucking, My Chemical Romance shit. And even though that's not my shit for real, I still am like, ooh, I love certain parts of what's happening. The intensity of the music and like, how they play on shit. Even the words they say, like, how they draw on emotion. Hey, what's up? It's my friend Luda. I saw you and I was like, is that Luna? Shit, like, as a result, I'm just overexposed to everything. And I, like, get to incorporate different things in my music. And also, as a human being, appreciate everything. and see life in all of the music and everybody as people and shit like that. So. Oh yeah, and as a kid, you have no choice, cause like you're not gonna just, well, you're not gonna just like allow yourself to be closed off, cause I think the beauty of being a child is learning and growing through experience. So you can't close yourself off or you stunt yourself, and you could be prone to bad shit happening to you. You know what I mean? I want to say Portland, but Portland's not the same as it used to be. It's not the same. You know what I mean? Like I was there in 2021, and I was kind of just driving around my old hood and seeing the city and not recognizing things and being kind of like. I was like saddened a little bit. I was kind of sad. I was like, this isn't where I grew up. People have been displaced, yada yada yada. But from that time, as I'm reflecting on it, yeah, that was my favorite time because things was just lively. It felt hopeful. And I was like growing, and I felt like I know, like I don't know, being at that age, and being immersed in music because from an early age I knew I loved music. Like I didn't know what I was gonna do with it, how I was gonna be a musician, but I knew I loved it, and it allowed me to know myself early in a sense. And maybe it was just my own youthful ignorance, but I felt the optimism that maybe it seemed like everybody else felt too. And yeah, through the good and the bad. So I would say because of that experience, Portland. But like the stints I spent in Philly, it'd be Philly though. But like childhood nostalgia is kind of like heavy, like not heavy, but it's powerful. You gotta be careful with it, because it can kind of, you know, carry a lot of weight. But yeah. Yeah, it was natural. It was like the homies really. It was Pat, Partly Truth, who came up with a lot of the ideas of like even the models and stuff. It was his idea, and I just kind of allowed them to do what they wanted to do. I knew I wanted to have something that reflected the music, and I wanted to go into like a fantasy world, cause he's good at having that like imaginative element into his work, and so I knew that much, and the rest I just say as much as I want the final thing to be to whoever I'm working with when it comes to videos and shit, and then I let them do what they do. Like when it comes to visuals, I could be pretty hands off, just so that it can grow into something that has to be. I don't want them to feel constrained, just so they can fit. You feel me? Whatever I have idea in mind, because oftentimes whatever I have, they might supersede and come up with something even more, brilliant, or on the spot something might happen that we wouldn't have imagined. So yeah, that was them for the most part. That was them for the most part. That's how it came about. Tell you the truth, I would say um, speaking more about things happening in the world, not even necessarily like politics, geopolitics, a touch of that, but um, daily life for people going through things, like oppressed people. Also, more, yeah, I would say that, like speaking to everybody, like I feel like the next hurdle is making music that not only speaks to people my age or people who are like me I can relate to, or people who just enjoy the music that I make or others like me make, but you know music that's universal. And I believe that the best way to do that is not just through how you pick sounds that can be more palatable, you know what I'm saying, but also saying shit that anyone anywhere in the world would relate to or be like, this, yeah, he's spitting, you know. So I think that I'm figuring out my way through my like lens. You know what I mean? Yeah. What was surprising the most? Probably that I got dreads. Yeah, that probably surprising. They were like, "Damn, mom and dad let you." All right, I'm gonna just name them: John O'Neill, Free, Liv Varel. Off the top, I'm gonna say them. I'm gonna say them off of it. Uh, Doris. People know Doris, but I think more people need to know Doris. So many good musicians, though. So many good musicians that need to be heard. Leah Neptune. Man, look. Slime Dollars. Um, JPay. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Them people there, yeah. Raw cashews for sure. Raw cashews, easy, easy. You already know. My dad, okay, so he's a social work professor. So he writes a lot about when he did his dissertation specifically. It was on like Nigerian immigrants socializing in America, and like not I guess integration. You know how what their experiences were like and the things that they went through and stuff. So my dad speaks and writes a lot about like essentially social issues that regard people of different uh, backgrounds coming to America, and he also writes about his experience, some fiction. Like he has a book that he wrote about his life, kind of fictionalized it, but it's essentially like an autobiography almost. Um, Social issues essentially, like yeah, kind of in a way like we mirror each other in that way. My dad, he DJ'd. He DJ'd a lot of like he loved dance music. He DJs like reggae a lot. He had a radio show in Atlanta, and it was like a Saturday, yeah, like a Saturday morning reggae show. He kind of broke Lucky Dube, who's this South African reggae musician in the late '80s, early '90s. Like he wasn't that popping. And when him and my mom were talking to each other and like kind of courting, while she was in Nigeria and he was in America, I think he sent her a tape, or she sent him a tape of Lucky Dube, or he had got it when he was there and brought it back, something along those lines, and played it on the air, and the lines blew up because it wasn't really available or at that time or something along. So he kind of helped break him. Yeah, like it's kind of. I was like, damn. I remember him telling me that, and I was like, damn. Like, but also disco. He loved disco. He's a disco guy. He is a disco guy still. What else? Those kind of things. I would say it influenced me though, because when I was younger, I wasn't into like, funny enough, like slower music or like ballad stuff. I wanted like if it was like music about like getting up and doing something, I liked the militant stuff. And if it was like a dance song, I liked the sweet melody that made you happy. I wasn't so much into like darker stuff, which is kind of ironic now. But it shaped me, I guess, in that way. It made me like understand the power of music. Like there was always music around the house before it was like computers and like internet as much as dominating like our everyday. He would be playing CDs or running vinyl, or there'd be a VHS or something like that. So I was like music was a part of life. Like I just understood it that way, and I was like always into it. So yeah, I would say definitely. Book is Shadows of the Dawn. Shadows of the Dawn by Ezekiel Ete. So yeah, it's a good read. I would say Malcolm X. I'm not so I don't share a background with him in the sense of everything that he went through, but I'm very inspired by how he was able to do what he did from the circumstances he did. Basquiat's cool. I guess like the non-music side of Kanye, if that counts. Like yeah, like how he approached Yeezy and stuff. My mom, yeah, my mom, my dad, my brother. Yeah, I would say my family, definitely. I like to read. I like to read. I don't read enough, but I like to read. I like to eat. I like to paint. I don't paint often. I'm not very good at it, but I do enjoy painting. I like to just I like to fuck around and see what happens. I do some shit on accident that's fire, but the shit I do on purpose is not fire. I like to watch documentaries as well. Sit outside and talk to people. Yeah, or listen to people because I don't always do the talking, but I'll do a lot of listening and try to absorb. So yeah, I'll say that stuff. Mad Lib. Mad Lib would be a dream collaboration. Maybe like Live. I guess them too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would say Heart of the Congos. Heart of the Congos by the Congos. It has everything I need. And then artists, because here's the thing. I was talking to somebody about this too. I'm like, I want to be a musician that, like, you have somebody who you listen to and you're like, oh, like maybe for a week or two, you don't really need to listen to nobody else. Maybe it's your mood or what they give you at the time or something. I'm trying to be like that. I want to give that to people, but there's people that do that for me, and Lee Scratch Perry is one of them. Dean Blunt is also one of them. Like, I think they have like a certain emotion they put into the music that it just kind of is like food. You can Fela Kuti is like that, Bob Marley is like that. Like people are like, wow, they're great. Are usually like that. Um, Earl is like that. Mike is like that. Kendrick is like that. Um, yeah. So yeah, but honestly, yeah, Lee Scratch Perry. I ain't gonna lie, it had to be that man. Yeah, I love him a lot. I feel like he's some sort of like grandfather or something to me or something. I really view him highly through the flaws and all of that too. I remember not a long time ago, maybe about 10, almost 10 years ago, I read this book called The Stranger by Albert Camus. I always bring it up, but things don't really like bombshell change me so much, I think. Or at least in my mind, things don't. I'm probably living in a. But like, that book really made me be like, man, I can't be just sitting around waiting for shit to happen. I have to be proactive because things will. If you're not proactive, somebody else is being proactive, and you'll become a victim of it, or you will just be whatever. You just the tides move, the ocean's changing, everything's waves are crashing, and you're just gonna be amongst. You're just gonna allow the waves to just push you and turn you over. And I don't think that's a way to live life. I feel like, because not everybody's living life that way. People are actively plotting, whether they plotting on something or they plotting on you. You dig? You gotta kind of like take shit seriously. And that book kind of did that for me. I think it's probably some shit I put on. City of God too. It's just really pretty. Like sometimes you want to make a song that's like as pretty as a movie or as pretty as a picture or a painting. A lot of times I'll be like, a painting is like a song. I was telling Zoe about this shit. Like a painting is like a song. Like if you listen to a song like Portable will do a good song. This guy Portable that's another person, Portable from Nigeria. He'll make a song and it feels like colorful. He's adding. It's just like by the time it's done, you're like, wow, that was complete. That was fulfilling. That was beautiful. That's a painting. And you want to make songs that sound like that, feel like that, sound like that. It's tragic though. It's not a happy movie. Intense, but it's beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, where they shot it too. I mean, it's like beaches, everything beautiful, colors. That's another thing. Like overseas, the houses are so like green house, pink house, yellow house. Yeah, everything's so colorful. It seems like in America things are kind of bland, like brick, gray, black, brown. Repeat, 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 repeat. Like I was in Nigeria and I saw like houses that it's just like everything kind of feels bright. Everything feels bright. Everything feels color. I'm like, we gotta bring that back. In America, you do see some green, see some, you see a yellow here and there. You'll see a pink house, see a yellow house. But it usually stands out. You're like, what the? But there needs to be more of that. And artists do that. I think we are like the color. You know what I mean? We're the paintings. We spice up stuff. Like where things are bland, we have like a social responsibility to brighten things, color things up, tell the truth, like be active, in a way that others can't. Cause when you're working, you got this going on, you have to pay for this, you have to pay for that. Like we have to pay for things, but we feel called to work artistically, you dig? So we have a responsibility, no matter what. Even if we just having fun, like you have a song, you want to make it. You don't want to be too serious. You don't want to take yourself too serious. I think that's okay. Yeah. But like, we still at the same time have to like, we have to do things to the fullest of our like ability, cause that's like what we're here to do. Somebody else might save somebody, cause you put all that effort into it. You never know. I don't know. What's next? I don't know the future. But what I'm planning on an album with Saved Her. I'm planning on a funk record. Yeah, that I did over Memorial Weekend, just for no good reason. But I just like it took over me. I had to do it. I'm planning on moving, and I'm planning on living. Instagram. Find me on Instagram at Zeke Ultra. Find me outside somewhere. If I'm somewhere, you come find me. If I am, I would say those two. I'm not really on Twitter. Kinda am, but spotty. It's not an accurate way to find me. And also anywhere you listen to music, YouTube and stuff. I'm trying to get my YouTube popping. So yeah, get up on there, find me on there, Z Culture. Yeah, just be still and know, cause like it's a lot of propaganda. It's a lot of fear. So just be still. If it's supposed to happen, it will happen. If it's not supposed to happen, you'll never know. So don't worry about it.
Hey, can I talk to you? Girl, I seen you